It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Jane Pauley.
The Mummy made Brendan Fraser an action movie superstar, but he's trying something completely different and getting rave reviews. Lee Cowan is in conversation with Brendan Fraser.
We didn't expect Brendan Fraser to build us a fire, especially since he had a pretty nasty cold. But what we really didn't expect was for him to start quoting Herman Melville.
I know not all that may be coming, but come what will, I will go to it laughing. Herman Melville, 1851. The Whale.
That quote about accepting his future has meant a lot to him lately, ever since whispers of a Best Actor Oscar began sneaking through Hollywood for Fraser's latest movie, out this week.
That's like a tomorrow thing. I'm staying in today.
Before we show you his performance, just take a look at the reaction it's getting. A 6-minute standing ovation, first at the Venice Film Festival, and then a 5-minute one at the London Film Festival.
That was wholly unexpected.
It seemed very emotional for you, too.
I got choked up.
And chances are, you may get choked up too.
Do you ever get the feeling that people are incapable of not caring? People are amazing.
That's The Whale, from director Darren Aronofsky. It's the story of Charlie, a man living with obesity who's trying to right a few wrongs in his life.
I'm sorry.
Don't.
Fraser says it is the most demanding role of his long career, and one of the most controversial. He worked with the Obesity Action Coalition to make sure his performance of Charlie was done with respect and empathy.
I really hate you for putting me through this again, you know that.
But to some critics, that wasn't enough. They say the film, and Fraser's use of a so-called fat suit, still stigmatizes those with larger body types. Exactly what Fraser says he was trying to avoid.
It has us take a look at someone who we would otherwise just dismiss. I think this film has the ability to change hearts and minds about how we perceive those who live with obesity.
His return to the big screen has Hollywood calling it a comeback. His fans have a better name for it. They're calling it a Renaissance. Whatever it is, Charlie is certainly a far different character than the one he was playing back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Good catch.
He could just as easily go from George of the Jungle
Rubber tree. Always good for clothesline.
I am not your monster.
to holding his own with the likes of Oscar nominee Ian McKellen in the drama Gods and Monsters.
When you look back at yourself in the 90s, what do you think these days?
What do I think? I think that guy's really lucky. I think he's got awesome hair.
We are in serious trouble.
That hair, his good looks, and his swashbuckling demeanor made the Mummy a blockbuster.
Oh, I hate mummies.
Critics even started comparing him to Harrison Ford.
Here we go again.
And like Ford, Fraser reprised the role several times over.
Which is both a blessing and a curse, I guess. Or maybe there's no curse, I don't know.
The Curse of the Mummy.
Curse of the Mummy.
Oh.
Oh my God.
But his celebrity was quickly becoming a sandstorm, pelting him with self-doubt, he says, day after day.
I felt at that time that it wasn't enough. I wasn't big enough. I wasn't cut enough, or any of those adjectives. And the person that I saw and was trying to create wasn't an ideal in my mind. And how you contend with that.
Just how he contended with it was to back off, to reevaluate his priorities, and let the Hollywood merry-go-round spin off on its own for a while.
I needed the music to stop, you know. We can put actors on pedestals and then knock them off so quickly and so easily. It's almost like that's the game. So I just got rid of the pedestal. I just wanted to be myself. I'm gonna put this over there. and then miss like that.
Yeah.
So he picked up a hobby, archery. He says there's something about releasing an arrow into the wind that's become, for him anyway, both calming and cathartic.
Whistling arrowhead.
It's so cool.
That smile, though, quickly went away when our conversation turned to one of the most painful chapters in his life.
It was causing me emotional distress. It was causing me personal distress.
In 2003, he says the former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, Philip Burke, groped him during a luncheon at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Burke has consistently denied the allegations, saying he only pinched him as a joke. But to Fraser, the intent didn't matter.
But it sounded like it really derailed everything, right?
Well, yes, because there's a system in place that is about power. And I had played by the rules up until that point. And I felt like, okay, now suddenly I've been violated and it has gone too far and I will no longer abide this.
He waited 15 years before he finally went public in a 2018 GQ article. Had it not been for the Me Too movement, he says, he might not have come forward at all.
I spoke up because I saw so many of my friends and colleagues who at that time were bravely emerging to speak their truth to power, and I had something to say too.
The whale has something to say as well, he thinks.
You don't have to be angry at the whole world. You can just be angry at me.
Okay.
What he hopes audiences take away isn't pity, but an understanding that Charlie could be any one of us who loves, who cares, and
She
grieves.
was trying to help.
Hey, Pee-wee, wanna go for a walk?
Brendan Fraser has been through all of that pain himself
Pee-wee.
and is now coming out the other side.
Do you feel like those days of self-doubt when you were trying to step back from things to really focus on priorities, do you think those are behind you now, those days?
It feels like a new day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It does. It feels like a new, better, beautiful day.